everyone, thank you so much for stopping by. If this is your first time here, my name is Natalia, and for today's video I wanted to show you guys the makeup that I took to Vegas because it was about 100 degrees while we were out there, and this makeup wore really well throughout the day. So just for reference, I do have dry skin, so all the products I'll be showing you guys did work on my skin. So if you have oily skin, I don't know how well these would work, but some might work for you. Also, I tend to opt for more of like medium to light coverage, which is what I will be showing you guys today. I used to wear full coverage all the time, thinking that that's what wearing makeup meant, that I needed to cover everything. But as you guys can see on my face, I don't have a lot to cover, so I'm okay with doing medium to light coverage. I just wanted to look more perfected, so that's kind of like what I go for when I do my makeup. Of course, I didn't end up using all the products that I took, so I'm going to show you guys what I wore, put it on my face so you guys can see what it looks like. So let's go ahead and get right into this video. Also, all the products that I'll be talking about will be linked in the description box below, along with my beautiful makeup bag, because I loved it so much and I feel like everybody needs it. It's so good. So I did my nails yesterday just for this video because I wanted them to be presentable, and I kind of love them. Can you guys believe that it's almost fall though? Like, what the heck, where did the time go? I'm actually looking forward to it though. Let me know if you guys would want to see like a fall look makeup or a fall makeup look. I would love to do that. Maybe I'll do one of those like no talking type of videos. Love making those, so let me know if you guys would be excited for that. First things first, this is the makeup bag that I ended up taking to Vegas. It's from the brand Bagsmart. I love this brand. I don't know if they have like their own shop, I would assume, but I buy all their products on Amazon. Right now I have this makeup bag. I have a cable kind of bag, so basically you put like your cables, chargers, all that type of stuff. So I have one of those. We have their toiletry, two of their toiletries, a larger and a smaller size. I have a carry-on bag from them, and is that it? I feel like I have more, but their stuff so far has been really good. I got the idea of purchasing this because first of all, everybody talks about it on Amazon. I've seen it multiple times, or on YouTube, but my cousin came to visit and she had a similar one to this, which piqued my interest. I looked at it, it looked beautiful, and I decided to check on Amazon and saw that Bagsmart had their own and purchased it. So it has double zippers. Then once you open it, it lays flat on your countertop. Of course, right now it's not doing it because it's kind of wonky, but there you go. Once you set it down on your counter, it's gonna lay like this flat, so you're able to see everything that's inside your makeup bag. So what I ended up doing is I ended up putting all my brushes and like longer things on one side, so like mascara, brow pen, all that type of things on one side. In the middle, I ended up putting like my lip products, and then on the other side I put all my compacts, everything else. And then here you get two little pouches, which I put my travel mirror, my little puff, and then on this side you get a waterproof pocket, which I put my contacts in. So let's go ahead and get right into everything that I took. I showed you guys this on another video if you guys missed it. This is the perfect travel mirror. I really like it. Super compact, perfect for like your purse or traveling. And then when you open it, you get two different sizes. You get your regular size and then a magnifying side, and you can turn it on and it has lights, which makes it very convenient if you need to see yourself on the go. And then when you close it, obviously it turns off, or you could just leave it off if you don't need it. So took this, loved it so much, perfect. So wanted to give that a shout out. All right, so first things first, I took an SPF because I knew that it was going to be very hot. We were going to be outdoor probably a lot, and I wanted to make sure my face was protected. I did also end up taking this, which is the Naked Sundays SPF 50 Hydrating Glow Mist with hyaluronic acid, kakadu plum, and watermelon extract. This stuff is so nice, and it goes on sale pretty often, so I already have a backup for this one for when this one ends up running out. But this is so nice, and it sets your makeup really nicely. It doesn't make it look oily like other sprays that I've tried before. So I did take that for like later on the day when this SPF wore off, but this is what I started off the day with. So This is the Heimish Artless Glow Base SPF 50, and it is a glowy SPF. And like they say, you're supposed to do 2 fingers worth of SPF to ensure you have enough. I really like this SPF too because it doesn't really smell like really much. Kind of reminds you of just like a moisturizer kind of smell. I always make sure that I take it all down my neck, that I put it on my under eyes. I know some people do their ears, but I'm actually kind of bad at doing my ears. So this is what that SPF looks like. It's really glowy without it looking kind of like Tin Man-y. It has 0 glitter in it. And I did try the e.l.f. Glow SPF, and that one's an SPF 30, so for one, it's lower. But also that one, I noticed that it started making me break out on my forehead, and my skin just didn't really like that. I don't know if it was like clogging my pores or what it was doing. So that was kind of a bummer because I did like the effect that it left my face. But then I found this one, and I think Andrea Matiliano's one that recommended it. I think you can find it on Amazon, maybe. If I can, I'll link it, but I bought mine on YesStyle. You can find like tons of coupons and stuff, so don't pay full price, but this is a really good one. And then for my base, I ended up taking a few products, and like I said, I didn't obviously use them all. I took 2 concealers and 1 foundation, and the foundation I actually only used one day when it was like the day that I wanted to look the more put together, but the other 2 days I ended up using just a concealer. So I took the Fenty Beauty Ease Drop Blurring Skin Tint in the shade 6. This is a really good foundation. I really like it, especially paired with like something glowy under. It looks beautiful and it lasts really well throughout the day. And then I took the Huda Beauty Full Filter Concealer in the shade Sugar Biscuit 3.5. This is a bit deeper of a concealer for me, but it works perfect right now that I'm a little bit more tan. But in the winter, I cannot use this, so I might have to get a different shade or something. And then I also took the NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum, and I have it in the shade Beige. This is what I ended up using the most on the trip, so this is what I'm going to be using today and show you guys what it looks like. And then all I did was just apply it with my It Brushes by Ulta little brush situation. They did come out with a new one. I kind of want it. I don't know. Maybe. I'm not sure. I did make a video of like comparing some of them, and that's like one of my most watched videos, which is very funny. I didn't think it would be. I do wish that they made one that was like thinner, because I really hate how chubby the handle is. This is all that I use, just like a little drop, and I dab it on both of my fingers, and I just apply some on the under eye. And I might need a little bit more. So I'm gonna put basically like the same amount on the other side. I'm gonna go ahead and blend that out. And typically I apply it on the areas that I need the most coverage. So for me, I have a lot of redness here on my cheeks, which is where I try to focus the product. And then I have some on my chin, some redness, so I apply some there, and then put in some on the forehead just to kind of even things out. And then of course the under eye, because I have quite a lot of darkness. I don't think I have necessarily like eye bags, but I do have a lot of darkness on my eyes. And this concealer with that SPF pairs like really nicely, because I feel like that concealer is not super like glowy, so together they look really nice together. So there's one side done, and there's the other side not blended. See how it instantly just like brightens the eyes, and it just kind of evens things out without it looking super makeup-y. All right, so that's how my base looks like. Then moving on to like the bronzer situation. I always love doing my bronzer, and that's something that I always do whenever I do my makeup. I don't budge on that. I feel like it's very important to me. And I either do just bronzer, sometimes I'll do contour and bronzer. I did take both, and I used both the whole time because I wanted to make sure I looked very bronzy. So I took the M Cosmetics So Soft bronzer in Terra, and then I took the Charlotte Tilbury Filmstar Bronze and Glow Mini Contour and Highlight Powder, and I have it in the shade Light Medium. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply the M Cosmetics first, and then I just use it with like a stippling brush, and I go directly onto the product like this. And you actually don't need a lot. I think I actually picked up quite a lot. I'm just gonna dab it here and dab some there, and then we'll see if we need more. But I'm basically concentrating this on like the hollows. And I'm not gonna worry if it looks too dark because I'm just gonna go over it anyway with like powder and all this stuff. I don't know why I always feel like this side of my face always comes out nicer than this side. And I'm just gonna put some on my nose, and then whatever's left on the brush on my forehead. Before I move on to my bronzer, I am gonna go ahead and set the face. I did take these two, the Kosas Cloud Set in Breezy, and this is a mini size, but I ended up not really using it. I just used the Amicole, the Skin Melt Loose Powder in Translucent. Oh my gosh. This ended up pairing so well with my base, like my concealer and the SPF, and then I feel like this was like the secret to my makeup throughout the whole trip. So it does have a little mesh, and I do have one of these Amazon little puffs. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pick some up from there so you guys can see there. And I'm just gonna look up and start setting my under eye, and I'm just kind of pushing the product in. And look at that difference that it makes. Do you guys see? Like here it's still glowy, but on this side it still looks healthy, and it will get glow throughout the day, especially if you're somewhere hot, which is why I wasn't too worried about it looking like it does, because I knew by the end of the night I would still be glowy. But I just feel like this is just really nice for setting your face. And like I said, I do have dry skin, but when you look at my skin up close, this powder does not pick up on any dryness. Like it just smooths out the skin, and it still makes it look healthy but set. I don't know, I feel like this powder is pretty magical. So there we go, our face is set. I don't use this powder with a brush. You can, but I feel like it performs the best with like one of those little puffs. And then now I'm gonna put on the bronzer. I ended up taking some brushes, and they had like that water on the handle, and it kind of like exploded. I don't know what happened. So I'm just gonna take this Real Techniques brush and going right into the bronzer side, and I'm gonna kind of use that to set my bronzer or my contour, but then also adding more dimension to the cheeks. Because also, honestly, I wasn't, the whole time we were out there, I never really touched up my makeup, so I hate touching up my makeup. So I wanted something that would look nice all day, and I didn't have to necessarily retouch it at night. And I feel like this makeup did exactly that. Also, most of the time that I was there, I wore my hair like this because it was so hot that I did my makeup before we left, and it was basically up the whole time, which was kind of a bummer. And then I am gonna apply some of the highlight with another Real Techniques. I really like this highlight. It's like the perfect, like natural kind of highlight. All right, there we go. That's almost basically it for the face. So for the brows, I did take 2 products. I took the Nabla Brow Ambition Micro Stroking Brow Pen, and I have it in the shade Natural Brown. This is actually really, really nice. I've been enjoying it a lot. I got it because Katie Jane Hughes always like raves about it, and so far, so good. And then I did take also my beloved NYX Stick It Thickening Brow Mascara, but I did buy a new shade, which is in Brunette, and it's a little bit lighter than the Espresso, and I think I like it a little bit better because it makes my brows not look so harsh. Just kind of brushing up, and then kind of going the opposite way to just kind of coat the hairs, and then brushing it. All right, so there we go. I'm gonna let that set for a little bit, and we're gonna move on to the eyes. So for the eyes, I took the Wet n Wild Always Naked palette. This is pretty affordable. I bought mine on Amazon, and I bought it because Taylor Wynn has always raved about it. She used this for like months, and finally picked it up, and I felt like it was perfect for traveling because you can get like a pretty smoky look with like the dark looks on the bottom, or like a very day look if you stayed on top. So I was able to actually play with it quite a lot, and it was like perfect for traveling too, because I wasn't too worried that if it got damaged on the way or something, because it is pretty affordable. So I'm gonna just take this color up here, and I'm just gonna take it on a blending brush and apply that on the crease. And then I'm gonna take some of this other cooler kind of shade, more like a tapered brush, and then apply that more like on the outer corner here, and more like not all over the crease, I guess. And I like to always bring out my shadow, like I focus it more on the inner part and then I bring it out, because I feel like that's more flattering to my eye shape. All right, and then I'm gonna take one of the deeper shades on like a very small fluffy brush, and I'm gonna use that to deepen out the outer corner. This does have a little bit of shimmer in it, but once you tap it out, you can't really even see it. But for me, that doesn't really bother me. But if it's something that bothers you, just tap it out and you're fine. And I'm just gonna go on my under eye with whatever's left on my brush. And then with my fingers, I ended up just using, I've used basically these two the most. So it just really depended on what I was into. But this one is just so special and beautiful. You guys will see why I like it so much. It makes your eyes look almost like wet. So pretty. It's a very neutral kind of shade too, like it doesn't pull too warm or too cool. And I like to just kind of tap out the excess on my finger all the way out, and I feel like that blends the eye very nicely without it looking too harsh, like where it starts and kind of where it ends. So I usually will start and focus it more on the inner corner, and then once I get to like the outer corner, I just kind of tap tap tap. And then for my under eye, I'm just gonna take a small little brush and probably just go into that first shade that I used. I'm gonna go ahead and finish off my brows. As you guys can see, I have already a good amount of brows, but I do have some sparseness in some areas, so That's basically all I use the pen for, just to kind of fill in those gaps. Alright, so those are gonna be the brows. And then for my mascara, I took my beloved, my current love, the Tower 28 MakeWaves mascara in Jet. I don't know if they're gonna come out with new shades, that'd be great. But this one wore so nicely through the whole trip. Like, not once did I have flaking, not once did it smudge, even though we were getting kind of sweaty. And this held up so well. So this is one that I would highly recommend and will definitely be repurchasing once I run out. Like, this is gonna be for sure one of my top mascaras this year. Alright, so there is 2 coats versus 1 coat. How pretty is this? And I typically don't apply any mascara on my lower lashes just because I just don't really care to. And for the lips, I ended up taking these 4 products. I took the Rare Beauty lip liner in Kind Words, which I actually did not use. I took the Milani Easyliner in Most Natural, did not use. And then I took the Covergirl Clean Yummy Gloss, their new shade in Sunset Skies. Didn't use that either. But the one that I did use was this one from the Mario brand. And this is their MoistureGlow Plumping Lip Serum in Mocha Glow. This is one of my favorite products. Like, one of my favorite products for sure. And it just, I don't know, you guys will see why. But it adds like the perfect amount of color. It just wears so nicely, wears off so nicely, like if you're gonna be eating or something, and it just hydrates your lips. And I definitely need to buy more shades because I don't know why I said more twice. It's like the perfect lip for basically any time of the day. But there we go. So this is the makeup that I wore. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys like this type of video, if you guys would want to see more of like me showing you guys after the trip what I wore and how it wore. All the products that I mentioned will be linked in the description box below. If you like this type of video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, I would appreciate if you would do so. And I'll see you guys on my next one. Bye.